Have you ever looked at the world around you and realized how quietly plastic has taken over everything? Not loudly, not dramatically, but silently, almost invisibly, it has become part of every breath of modern life. The bottle you hold in your hand, the phone you scroll through, the chair you sit on, the packaging that wraps your food, the cables, the containers, the tools, everything seems to share one hidden origin. And that origin does not begin in factories. It begins deep beneath the surface of the earth. Far below forests, oceans, cities, and time itself, there exists a world that humanity cannot see directly, but depends on completely. A world formed millions of years ago, when tiny organisms lived, died, and sank into layers of mud and sand. No one knew then that their remains would not disappear. Instead, they would be preserved, compressed, and transformed through unimaginable pressure and heat over millions of years, until slowly, silently, they became something else. Crude oil, natural gas, locked away in darkness like stored ancient energy, waiting for discovery. And for millions of years, it stayed there untouched, until human curiosity reached deep into the ground and awakened it. The earth was no longer just a surface of life. It became a source of transformation. Massive drilling machines began to pierce through rock layers that had never seen light. Steel towers rose above oceans and deserts, pushing deeper and deeper, searching for hidden reservoirs of this black, thick liquid. And when it finally surfaced, it was not ready to be used. It was raw, unstable, powerful, and full of potential. This crude oil was transported across continents, through pipelines that stretched like veins across the earth, and through ships that carried the weight of ancient time itself, until it reached massive industrial refineries, structures so large they look like artificial cities of metal and fire. Inside these refineries, the crude oil enters a towering system of heat and separation. It is heated until it turns into vapor, and then rises through enormous distillation columns where something fascinating happens. It begins to separate itself, not randomly, but with precision governed by nature's own physics. Lighter gases rise to the top. Heavier liquids settle lower, every layer becoming a different product of energy and chemistry. Gasoline, diesel, kerosene, lubricants. But hidden among these layers is something far more important for the modern world, a liquid called naphtha. It looks ordinary, it feels simple, but inside it lies the foundation of something extraordinary. Because naphtha is not the final product, it is the starting point of plastic. From here, it is taken into another world entirely, a world of extreme heat, controlled pressure, and chemical transformation. In enormous cracking units, naphtha is exposed to temperatures so high that matter itself begins to break apart. Steam is injected, heat intensifies, molecular bonds begin to snap. Large hydrocarbon chains, once stable and heavy, are violently broken down into smaller, more reactive molecules. This process is called cracking. And from this destruction, something new is born. Ethylene, propylene, invisible gases that carry the blueprint of everything we now recognize as plastic. At this stage, nothing looks familiar. Nothing looks useful. And yet this is where creation truly begins. These molecules are transferred into reactors, where under carefully controlled conditions of temperature and pressure, they begin to interact. One molecule connects to another, then another, then another. A chain begins to form. Long, repetitive, structured. These chains grow endlessly, forming structures known as polymers. And in this silent molecular dance, plastic is born. Polypropylene, materials that will eventually define the physical identity of the modern world. But even now, the process is not complete, because raw plastic alone is not enough. It must be shaped, designed, engineered for purpose. So scientists and engineers introduce additives into the material, chemicals that change everything. Some make it flexible, so it can bend without breaking. Some make it rigid, so it can hold structure under pressure. Some protect it from sunlight, preventing it from degrading too quickly. Some give it color, transforming it from transparent material into a visual identity. Plastic is no longer just a substance. It becomes customizable matter, a material that can adapt itself to human need. Then comes the final transformation. Factories heated once again until it becomes molten, flowing like thick liquid energy. And then it is forced into molds, into shapes, into designs that match human imagination. Injection molding creates small, precise objects like caps, toys, and electronic components. Blow molding creates hollow structures like bottles that carry water, juice, and chemicals. Extrusion creates long, continuous forms like pipes that bring water into homes and cities. Step by step, liquid becomes structure. Structure becomes object. Object becomes utility. And suddenly, plastic is everywhere. Not because it demanded to be, but because it fit perfectly into almost every human need. It enters homes, hospitals, vehicles, technology, clothing, agriculture, construction, and even space exploration. It becomes silent infrastructure, a material so common that it disappears into invisibility. And yet, its presence is absolute. But as this story reaches its peak, another truth emerges. Plastic does not behave like natural materials. It does not simply vanish when discarded. It does not return to soil easily. It remains, sometimes for decades, sometimes for centuries, breaking down slowly into smaller fragments, but never truly disappearing. And so the same material that enabled modern civilization now becomes one of its greatest environmental challenges. It floats in oceans. It gathers in landfills. It spreads through wind and water. It becomes part of the planet in a way that nature never designed. And this is where the story changes direction. Because plastic is not just a material story anymore. It becomes a human story. A story of innovation and consequence, of progress and responsibility. And as we stand in this moment of time, surrounded by plastic on every side, the question is no longer how it is made. That answer is already known. The real question is what we choose to do with it next. Because every bottle, every bag, every container, every piece of plastic ever created still carries the memory of its origin. Ancient Earth, compressed time, hidden energy, and human intelligence that turned it into reality. And now that reality is in our hands. Thank you for joining me on Metrixor. I'll see you again in the next video.